Welcome back, DoomTubers. This is my summer backlog video. This will be about the third time recording this. I just wasn't happy with the last two, and I don't know, I've hit sort of a, not really a gaming funk, but I was talking about this with Dustin Christ and Stephen Lack Gamer and some other folks yesterday or a couple days ago about my own personal gaming funk that I'm in right now. Is that I limit myself on what I can play, what games I can play, and because of, you know, for whatever reason I feel compelled to finish games that I start, you know, before I start new games, you know, just for the sake of finishing games so I could talk about them on the podcast and for whatever reason make videos. But really, I don't know why I put those limitations on myself, because I'm talking about games that I maybe started but didn't really care for. I still feel like I should finish, but or maybe I just wasn't in the mood to play it. And then other times I just have a game in my collection that I just really want to play, and then I don't let myself play it because I have too many other games started. So I'm going to kind of try to stop doing that, because it's supposed to be fun, and it should always be the game that I want to play that I am playing, regardless of whether I have unfinished games or not. So a lot of these games on my list, on my backlog here, are ones that I haven't finished yet, but they are the ones that I want to play. And there are some others that I do have that are unfinished that will probably stay unfinished for now, just because I'm just not in the mood to play them. So let's get started here. As you know, recently I've been on a Mario mania kind of thing, and I've mentioned this in the previous couple of backlog videos, and I might have mentioned it in my Mario Mania video, that I actually would like to complete all the Mario games in my collection soon, just because, you know, I have a bunch. But I did put a big dent in it recently with the, you know, playing 6 games, you know, beating 6 Mario games in a row. But right now I have 3 more in my collection that I would like to beat, so I'll start off my backlog video with those. First up is one that I'm actually borrowing from a friend. It's not actually mine. I did borrow and started Super Mario World 2 Yoshis Island. I love the art style of this game. It's really pleasing to the eye, or whatever. It's great to look at. But I, like many, you know, hate Baby Mario, but that's, you know, nothing new, and that doesn't really take away from the gameplay, because it's actually a pretty fun game. It's, you know, just a really good platformer, and I'm anxious to get further into this game. I think I'm on stage like 1-5 right now, and yeah, I haven't put a ton more time into this, you know, just because I've been playing other things. But this is one of those that I would like to finish my Mario backlog, sub-backlog, in addition to my summer backlog. So there you go, Yoshi's Island. And I am aware that I have far too many games in this backlog, summer backlog, to actually finish, and who knows what will actually happen. These are just some games that I'd like to play, and I'm still going to, here at the end of June, do my my quarterly wrap-up of the games I've beaten in the past 3 months, from the beginning of April to June. This one of them that I just showed in my last pickup video that I uploaded yesterday, as of when this video came out, Super Mario Bros. 64, or just Super Mario 64. This is a game that I never had as a kid, and I never really played a lot of, just a little bit at a friend's house, but not enough to remember what was going on or anything. I think I beat the first stage, the Bob-omb stage, but I think that was it. So yeah, I've just barely scratched the surface of this game, and it seems pretty awesome so far. It is a little bit harder to get used to, just because this N64 controller is such a piece of crap to me. I know it's not to others, but I would like to get one of the third-party N64 controllers. I think it's called the Super Pad 64. That's set up a little bit differently. I would like to pick one of those up and see if I can get used to it a little better. And then, last but not least, in my Mario collection is Super Mario Galaxy 2. This is the last one that I have, and I actually put a little bit more time into this one on the Wii than the other two. But I'm still not too far, several stages in, but I think there's tons more to see and more to do. Pretty excited to play this game. My brother-in-law actually has Mario Galaxy 1, so I'm actually maybe going to try and borrow that from him also when I finish this one. And then I still need to pick up New Super Mario Brothers on the Wii, and then New Super Mario Brothers 2 on the 3DS, and also Super Mario 3D Land. Next up, another handheld game. I haven't showed a handheld game yet. So this is the first handheld game. It's on my 3DS. I don't actually have a physical copy because it's downloaded on the eShop. It is Liberation Maiden from level 5. Pretty awesome mech, Star Fox style, seemingly, shooter. It's pretty fun. I just barely started. I finished like the first couple of stages. And it's going to take a little bit to get used to, because you do a little bit of, you control your ship or your mech, because you're actually just a mech, with the D-pad or the joystick, and then you can strafe by holding down the L button, but then you use the stylus to pick your targets. So, I mean, it's pretty fun. It's pretty awesome. It's just going to take a little bit to get used to. And I think there's a really great story that goes along with it, so I'm excited to get further into that. And then the only other handheld that I have, well, no, I'll take that back, that I'm playing right now is Phantasy Star 1. I'm playing it on the Game Boy Advance collection here, Phantasy Star Collection. This cartridge has 1, 2, and 3. And then I actually have Phantasy Star 4 on the Sega Genesis collection for the Xbox 360. That disc is not actually mine; it's one of my friends, but I'm sure that he wouldn't mind if and when I get to that point that I need to play Phantasy Star 4. Then I'll have access to it. Next up is a PC game. I'm going to hold up the N64 card of this game because that's all I have physical-wise, but it is Hexane. Hexane's great. I love Hexane. I'm actually on the last stage of the game, but I say that, but the stages take like 2 hours long, or either 2 or more hours, 2+ hours to finish. So more closer to 3 actually. The fifth stage, or I should say hub, is called Necropolis, and I can imagine that it's going to be a lot tougher than the previous 4, just because it is the last one. It's a pretty tough game. I'm actually glad that I finished the 4th hub when I did, because this is the kind of game that if you're in the middle of a hub, you really should just finish it out. You shouldn't try to save and then come back to it later, unless you're going to come back to it like the next day. Because if you put it down for any length of time, chances are you're going to be absolutely lost when you come back to it, because there's just so much stuff, so many different rooms, so many different switches to switch, and the enemies kind of respawn, and so there's like, it's a tough game. It's a very tough game. And I'm glad that I'm on the 5th hub at the beginning when I saved it. So hopefully when I come back to it, I'll be able to sit down and play through the last stage in its entirety so I don't get lost again. Next up, Pierce Jedi and I playing Halo 4 campaign on Xbox Live. Hopefully I'll be able to get back to this. We're about halfway through. He's already beat the game before, so it shouldn't be a big deal to beat. Amazing game. That's all I can say. Amazing game. Lots of fun. Lots of fun to play co-op. You know, so they're chatting with a buddy and listening to the story and playing through, shooting Covenant, Prometheans. It's pretty awesome. If you haven't played this game, check it out. Seriously, it is amazing. I love it. It's actually kind of a fresh start for the Halo series that I don't feel like it was getting stale, but some people did. Some people thought that after Halo 3 it was getting kind of stale, and with ODST too, and so I absolutely love this game, and I think it is definitely a fresh step for the Halo series. Yeah, hopefully Halo 5, or if there is a Halo 5, who knows, on the X-Bone. I don't know what to think. I don't know. Next up, Quake 3 Revolution for the PlayStation 2. I actually threw this on this list because I threw it back in yesterday to test out my my newly acquired wireless PS2 controller. I love this game. It's pretty much exactly the same as Quake 3 Arena on the Dreamcast, except you've got 2 thumbsticks and you can control it a little better. The loading times do really suck, but essentially the game is exactly the same. It's just deathmatch Quake. You just run around and different styles. Like the stage I'm on right now is I think tier 2 dash dash 3, which is a capture the flag stage, and it's kind of tough. But once again, if I get back into it, then it won't seem so tough. It's just that I haven't played it in a while, and Quake controls, at least on the PlayStation 2, are a little bit different. And the other Quake games I've been playing on PC and the Xbox 360. So, yeah, Quake 3 Revolution. Excited to play that some more. I don't even know how many stages it is, and I think they get tougher. So who knows? Next up, another new acquisition, Bioshock 1. Like I said yesterday in my pickups video, I'm actually about 4 hours into this at Neptune's Bounty. Really excited to get to play this. I don't know how long of a game it is. I don't think it's too long, so I shouldn't have any problem playing this. I recently moved my PlayStation 3 downstairs into my living room instead of in my game room, so it is a little tougher sometimes to get on the PlayStation 3 if the wife's watching TV or watching a movie or something. It's a little bit tougher to get on the PlayStation 3. But at the same time, I'm really glad that I put it down there because it looks amazing on a big screen, high-def TV plugged in with HDMI. Because before I was just using RCA up here in the game room. I just got a 20-inch flat screen up here. Nothing HD about it. So it's really amazing to play this game on the big screen. And really anything on there. Even Netflix looks 1,000 times better on the PlayStation 3 plugged in through HDMI. I don't know why it is, but it's the truth. It looks amazing. And keeping with that same vein, I do want to finish Ni no Kuni. I'm about 11.5 hours into this game. I know it's a really long game, so this is kind of a long shot to finish, but I at least want to put some time into it. I have no delusions that I'll actually finish everything on this list, especially 50-hour games. But especially because, like I said, I do get a little less opportunity to play games on the PlayStation 3, but I want to make an effort because I can tell that this game is beautiful and it's amazing and it's going to be a good story. And yeah, I'm really excited to get back to this eventually. All these are eventually. Next up, another kind of wishful thinking. I really would like to get back to Dragon Warrior 2 and beat it. It's kind of a slog just because it's such a long game and it's, I don't know, it's very grindy. It's still good. I can tell that it's still amazing. It still has that charm and the magic that I loved so much about Dragon Warrior 1, but they expanded it so much. They made it, so much bigger of a game, which is good in a lot of ways. But I think from what I hear, they perfected it on Dragon Warrior 3. So if you can get through this one, Dragon Warrior 3 is amazing from what I understand. So I need to do that, or just skip to Dragon Warrior 3 and come back to this eventually. It's kind of an inner debate with myself. I'd like to finish them in order, but once again, this game is tough. Just a couple more here, and most of these last ones are kind of wishful thinking, except for the next two, because I could probably actually, at least these next two are pretty feasible. Warhammer 40k Space Marine. I'm actually playing this one right now. I think there's 16 stages, and I'm on the 8th, something like that. Chapter 8, Whispers of the Dead. I'm looking at my backlog screen right now. This game is pretty awesome. If you like Gears of War, this is right up your alley. I mean, it's third-person shooter. Lots of bullets flying. And it's got a really cool hack and slash element too. If you mash on the A button, when you're in close quarters with enemies, you've got these weapons, and they're interchangeable. This one is the chain blade right here. It's like a chainsaw sword combo, and then there's a power axe, which is a shorter. It's like a shorter axe, not like a two-handed axe. It's a one-handed axe, double bladed, and it's got like power, like electric, whatever run through it. It is really effective. It's a great weapon. And I think there's at least one other melee weapon. It's the original one you start with, which is more or less, an oversized machete. But they're very awesome. And like I said, third-person shooter. And the weapons are actually, you get to carry four guns at a time, and they're pretty varied. And you can actually swap them out throughout the game. You can kind of upgrade some of them and make them, not really upgrade the weapon you have. You just upgrade to a better weapon, and you've always got one weapon that got infinite ammo, which is pretty awesome. You start out with just like a pistol, type weapon, and I mean, it's good enough because it's, you know, infinite ammo, but the clips are really short, so you're reloading after every like 6 or 8 shots, something like that, and it's kind of tough to keep up with that. And then you upgrade that one to like a plasma pistol, which is really good, and it has infinite ammo once again. You don't actually have to reload, you just have to vent it every now and then so it doesn't overheat. So pretty much after every couple of shots, just tap the right bumper, and it just kind of, it vents a little bit of the heat out. And then, but you can also charge shot it, you know, similar to like on the Halo, where you just hold down the trigger and then let go, and it sends out one big blast. But then as soon as it does that, it automatically overheats. So I mean, you really got to pick your shots with that kind of stuff, especially if you're in close quarters. But the weapons are pretty forgiving, and because you have the pretty effective melee weapon, it makes it a little bit easier. Lots of fun. Like I said, I'm about halfway through this game, loving it a lot, and it's really making me want to play Gears of War because I never played those, and I have the first 2. So if I play this one and I finish it, and I'm still in the mood for another third-person shooter, it's not on this list, but it is a great possibility that I will put in Gears of War. And then the last one that's, you know, feasible, and then 3 wishful thinking ones here. Doom 3, this is the Resurrection, or this is the BFG edition, and Resurrection of Evil and Lost Mission is all I need to play. And from what I understand, they're both pretty short, so really I probably should have just played them right after I beat Doom 3, but I wanted to kind of savor it a little bit, so I don't know how soon it'll be, but I really do want to get back and play through Resurrection of Evil and the Lost Mission to get the full effect of Doom 3. One of my favorite games, especially one of my favorite games, the last generation, and this one. Even though I didn't play the original Xbox version, I didn't play it till I got this one. It did come out on the original Xbox, and I own that. But I played it on the Xbox 360. But I have my reasons, and that's all you need to know. And I love the BFG edition. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, last 3 wishful thinking. One of them I've already started, and 2 of them that, you know, I just really want to play, and I don't know if, you know, when I'll start them. But one of the games is actually what prompted the, you know, I should be able to play what I want when I want. But this one, first one, of course, is Odyssey 3 with my awesome homemade cover. Once again, I put, you know, 4, 5, 6 hours, I don't even know how long, because it has no way of tracking it. And I started it on my DS Lite, so it doesn't have a little the app that keeps track of, you know, how much time you put into games like the 3DS does. So who knows? I really don't know how much time I put into it. It's a tough game, but I knew that going into it. So, you know, like I said, I have no delusions of finishing it anytime soon. I also have the demo of Etrian Odyssey 4 on my 3DS, so I can see that, you know, Etrian Odyssey 4 is actually a lot better looking game, and because it's got the 3D animations and stuff on the top screen. So when and if I get Etrian Odyssey 4, I probably will start that one and maybe put Etrian Odyssey 3 on the back burner, just because I really want to play that one. I want that 3D animation. And last 2 here, wishful thinking. Final Fantasy IV. This was on, you know, other backlog lists of mine. I might have put it on the beginning of the year backlog that I shit canned pretty early on, and then I probably put it on some other backlog thing. I really want to play this. I hear nothing but good things about Final Fantasy 4/2 or 2/4, whatever you want to say. And this is the complete version with the after years on the PlayStation Portable. Really looking forward to it. I never have time to play these RPGs, and sometimes I'm just not in the mood to play turn-based RPGs. That's why I haven't played so many, you know, any in so long, you know, because I just haven't been in the mood for it, you know, and here I am. I've got, you know, 3 of them on this list, you know, and who knows if I'll even be in the mood anytime soon for them, but I don't know. Ni no Kuni is a little bit more forgiving because it's not 100% like the same style of turn-based. It's yeah, whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Sometimes I just feel like turn-based RPGs, if I'm not in the mood for them, are just too slow. But that's not saying that I dislike them in any way, shape, or form, because I absolutely love them. I love the Final Fantasy series, you know, the early Final Fantasy series, and just sometimes I'm just not in the mood to play them, and I haven't been for a while. Last but not least here is, like I said, the game that started it all. You know, I should be able to play what I want to play, when I want to play it. Secret of Mana. I want to put this in very soon. I probably will put it in, you know, in the next few days or so, because I just want to try this game. I want to see what it's all about. It comes very highly recommended, and like I said, I really love action. I didn't actually say this, but all of that about turn-based RPGs to say that I think I like action-based RPGs maybe a little bit better. And this is, of course, an action RPG, and yeah, that's really kind of where I was going with that whole. Not always in the mood to play turn-based. Sometimes I want to play, most of the time, I want to play action RPGs. And that's all she wrote, folks. That's a lot of games. I know, I think it's like 15, 16, 17 games. I don't know, I didn't count that well. I counted, but then I realized I didn't count one or some, I don't know. It's a bunch of games, and I have no delusions of finishing them all. I just like to play games. And I'm not planning on buying a ton of stuff very soon, just because, you know, we're going on vacation, and I've got so much backlog, you know, but yeah, whatever. We're recording the podcast tonight. It is, what is today? I think it's the 9th of June, something like that. We're recording podcast tonight. So be on the lookout for that. Also, if you watch this video before you see the podcast. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling because I'm really not saying anything. Thanks for watching.